On that note, let's start talking about suits, baby. All right, where are we going to start? We're going to start here. So, I think most of everybody's seen the original that we started with. So this was the first prototype for the suit. So this is what I'm calling a flex camo pattern. This is my own design. I went to school for graphic design, so this is my own design. I created everything that you see here. Reached out to a manufacturer, which is an OEM wetsuit manufacturer, who also makes some wetsuits for some of the big brands. So this was the first attempt. So again, same thing. Like once I got the print, once this came in, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? This is incredible. This is a 5mm wetsuit, your typical YKK back zipper. Nothing really big, no bells and whistles, whatever, on it. So these are Super Tech. This is this material underneath that is Super Tech. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a nylon, very textured thing, and they're not really even knee pads, right? Like they're like more like shin guards. Because if you're going down and you need to get on your knees for anything up on the bottom, right, you're gonna want that more on your shins versus your knees. So these are a little bit lower. So these were dope. Flat lock stitching, like everything you need in a wetsuit. But I'm like, I think we can do better. Right? So like the seams didn't have any ends on them when they first came in. And I was like, nah, I don't really like that. So this was the first one. This did well for me, and I loved it. So then we reached back out to the manufacturer. First, let's just talk about what's happening here. So if you don't know, what we're about is bringing color into scuba. So the whole point of all the wetsuits that we are going to release and we are going to design going forward are going to be just as loud and as crazy as possible. The reason, let me put this down. So the reason I started the company is when I picked up my BC, and actually it's right here. So when I picked up my BC, I got a Hog Total Buoyancy System BC. So it's black and red, and as you can see, we already updated the accessories, whatever. And I was like, man, I want a wetsuit to match my BC. So I was tired. I was absolutely fed up with walking into dive shops, going online, and all you see is just a wall of black neoprene just everywhere. And I'm like, come on, guys, like, really? Every now and again you'll see some colors on like some of the female suits and things like that. But I'm like, yo, like we got to do better than that, right? So started doing a little digging, started doing a little research about it. And I really didn't see a major issue problem with why there are no colors in wetsuits, right? Like there isn't, I mean, there's a couple of old school like myths and things like that are out there. But so I was like, all right, well, let me see what I can do. I was familiar with like product sourcing and things like that. So, did what I normally do, reach out to folks and started the process of getting some samples made. I think at first I didn't think I was going to do a whole brand, but I said, if I'm going to do a custom suit, like I might as well slap my own logo or anything on there. And again, I'm a graphic designer, so I'm like, all right, I'll just design a logo. That took forever, by the way, to get the logo down. And then once I got the suit, again, I think that was, once I had it in my hand, I was like, oh, this is for real. Like, we can really do this. This is amazing. So that's what we did. So I got the flex camo done. So then we started playing around with designs. We went and we got this one prototyped up because at the time, this was the craziest thing that I had in my head. And I really wanted to see what was possible, and I wanted to kind of stress test the manufacturer and see what we could do. So these are all, if you don't know how wetsuits are constructed, by the way, so it's actually like a sandwich, right? So your neoprene is actually sandwiched between two layers of fabric. So this top layer is a lot